Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what has this pandemic ruined for you? My dad's funeral. I'm so sorry. My dad is currently dying of cancer at the hospital alone. No visitors allowed. My mom was kicked out of his room a week ago. It's agonizing that he's alone. These are crazy times. Wow, reading this was an instant kick to the stomach. I feel so sad for your father and family. I was meant to be getting married in 5 weeks. Also, I work in aviation. My whole future has been turned upside down over the last few days. I'm in Australia BTW. So things are right side up now. Edit: wow, this blew up. First gold, thank you strangers. It's shocking how fast things have gone to shit here. I hope you can hang in there with a sense of humor, mate. Just think of the stories you'll have for your grandkids. I sat down with my 7-year-old today and told her that this is something that will be in the history books in her future. I was watching the local news and they interviewed a police officer and asked what has changed in the past few days. He said that with everyone stuck at home, domestic abuse has gone way up. Shit, man. Imagine being in an abusive relationship, and now you're locked in with that person 24/7 and you can't leave the house. That makes me very sad and I wish there was some way to help. I dumped my abusive partner like a week ago, lol. So I am at least thankfully safe from that now. Edit: thanks everyone for your messages of support. I made this as a small comment before I went to work and I wasn't expecting such a reaction. I am aware that leaving is the most dangerous time. This is not my first time around the abuse cycle, or even leaving him, but it is my last time and I am absolute in my decision. I am prepared for the worst, but I will not live in fear of him or what he may do. I have a good support network who know the score and who have supported me throughout this. It takes so much courage to leave an abusive relationship. Good for you. Fuck. That's terrible. Seeing as I have the virus, 25 meters, and have spent the last 2 days sweating, with a fever bouncing all over the place, and a throat that is in massive pain, I would say it ruined the past few days of mine. On the bright side, you'll soon have those sweet antibodies. My ignorant, unintelligent side sort of wishes I could just go ahead and get it so I can stop worrying about getting it. I'd feel like a superhero walking back in public spaces after it passed. Edit: for those taking me seriously, I have no plans to lick any toilet seats in the near future. No need to worry. Having loved ones in nursing homes that are closed to visitors. The rule is completely reasonable and necessary. Still, we miss each other. They feel isolated and lonely as they are not physically able to talk on the phone, hard of hearing, too, and have no one to spend time with them. This breaks my heart. My mom is in the hospital and I'm scared they will tell us that there is no more visiting until further notice. Also, she is on a vent, so I don't want it to get to a situation where they are going to choose who gets a vent and who doesn't, because I know the hospital she is at is already short on them without a pandemic. My parents are sick and I can't go visit them. Mood friend. My father got a terminal diagnosis of 6 months 2 years about 3 weeks before it got really bad here. He lives in another country and IDK when I'm gonna be able to visit him. I'm doing extra quarantine procedures to protect myself, but man, I dunno. We WhatsApp and FaceTime him all the time, but it's not the same and I haven't seen him in almost a year. On top of everything, the NCAA tournament got cancelled, which is a big bonding thing for the two of us. I'm worried he won't get another one. Sucks. Made Olympic trials for the first time. Was super excited to go and compete. Now every single gym and pool on the planet is closed, and even if they weren't, the meet itself is postponed and likely to be cancelled. It's not the end of the world, but damn, it was really something for me to look forward to. I'm sorry. That really sucks. Online dating meet after Corona. Corona and chill. Corona and chills and fever. I have a date for this weekend to go on a walk 6 feet apart from each other at a park. It's a first date from Tinder, we'll see how it goes. Haha, my dude, I just went on a hike date yesterday. It ended with an elbow-to-elbow bump. A follow-up text said, "This stupid Corona, I would have been cool with a kiss, but I don't wanna risk getting sick." Hopefully you'll get some luck like that. Small businesses. These guys are going to be decimated. Yeah, I own a medium-sized business, 150 employees. I am a natural saver and have been saving for recession since 2016, so I am in a better spot than most, but with the current devastation I still think we can only hang on about 6 to 8 months. No layoffs yet, just small cut on hours, but the longer it goes there is only so much I can do. Wow, 150 employees, and you plan to survive for 6 to 8 months. Congrats my dude, good job. I'm a restaurant bartender in Florida. This was going to be a really busy spring break for us after a slow winter that got me behind on bills. They haven't told us to go to takeout only yet, but I feel like it's coming soon. Our neighbors get the bulk of their cash flow during spring break and it tides them over for the rest of the year. Spring break was just shut down, so they're scrambling. This pandemic is really showing just how close to being out on the street most Americans really are. Miss a small amount of work or an event like spring break that you depend on and it's disastrous. Respect for my boss. He's been peddling conspiracy theories and says that this is no big deal and people are overreacting. Nobody can work from home, even though most only need a computer with internet to do our jobs, and is refusing to implement any preventive measures. The kicker, he's the health and safety manager. At this point, is that still his decision? When the government is the one implementing the rule, doesn't matter what he believes, you have to stay home. Period. The area manager at my company is one of these asshats too. Making people physically come into an office that is literally in the same commercial complex as a OVAT test site for COVID-19. He didn't respond to common sense, reasoning or any appeal to humanity. So I spoke his language in terms that he could understand. If I come to this office, get infected and take this virus home to my family, I will not only file a lawsuit against the company itself, but I will name you personally liable as the decision maker who was responsible for implementing this policy. The next day we were told to work from home indefinitely. In the US, only a couple of states have an order out to keep people home. I expect that to change next week. I manage a grocery store. This pandemic has ruined my faith in humanity and broken my heart at the same time. I have seen a side of people that I never want to see again: ugly, vicious, self-centered, fend for yourself attitude. I desperately just want every customer to be well stocked and ready. I want myself and my employees to be safe and not verbally and / or physically abused. I want myself and my employees to feel well rested again, and I don't want to see fear / sadness in people's eyes when they need something and either don't have the money for it, it's out of stock, or they are just scared for their future. Removed. DM me your address. I will ship you some rice and black beans that will keep you stocked for a while. Conversation in general. It's all anyone ever wants to talk about. Honestly, this is the biggest one. If you want a break from the stress and fear margerig of the news, you can turn the TV off, but conversations, you need them to at least feel sane. Gamers are likely going to be the least impacted by this whole thing because the socializatio is online anyways. Can confirm, nothing has changed for me. Just my career and social life NBD. Same. I think that's the worst part, is that people are losing income and their jobs over this entire thing. We all need some form of relief. Last Thursday I sat in bed and scrolled Twitter watching as all my income for the next several months disappeared in the span of 24 hours. I work in the entertainment industry and every single gig I had lined up got cancelled. It sucks. They're gonna have to do something soon or it's the Great Depression round 2. Almost everyone is out of work and a big portion of jobs can't be done from home. Considering how many people live paycheck to paycheck, the bubble is gonna burst very soon. I had my first trip to Italy booked and it was going to be the trip of a lifetime and now it's cancelled. Venice. Yeah, and traveling all round. Meeting my great-grandmother for the first time. It was my first time leaving my country and the trip was a limited offer. Senior year. For my little sister is the same. Classes are exclusively online and of course graduation party is cancelled. She feels like her high school life just ended without any warning or time to say goodbye and she's really sad. I'm sorry you're going through the same experience, dude, it sucks balls. My school just cancelled everything without online classes. I have no idea if I'm gonna graduate on time. Was supposed to go on my first date in about 2 years yesterday, but she has to be quarantined for 2 weeks. Can you do a virtual date? Like you guys Skype and talk like you would on a date. I feel like that'd be terrible. At least with a normal date there's a good finite ending. A Skype date doesn't really have one. My mom turns 60 in April and has never been to Europe, and for the first time I'm in a really good place economically that I got the two of us tickets to fly into London and have a 2-week gallivant around the continent. She never thought she'd be able to go and she's been so excited planning since I gave her the tickets on Christmas. Calling her to tell her we needed to cancel, for now, was really tough. Edit, thanks for the gold. But also donate the money instead. Meals on Wheels is helping feed the most susceptible population, or buy gift cards or take out from your local shops. I've got it lucky that my job was already work from home, but friends of mine who are coffee shop owners are barely inching by with no relief in sight. A gift card is an interest-free loan. Second edit, holy cow, lots of replies. I really appreciate all the well wishes, and honestly we're both doing great. Rebooking has been a breeze. Airline waived the fees, and Airbnb has been relaxed with their refund policy, so we're only out the original timing. Both my mom and I are able to work from home in pretty secure, decent paying jobs. There's so many other people on here with really tragic permanent fallout from the pandemic. Show them the love. There are a lot of sad stories on this thread, but yours really broke my heart. You, for being so sweet and wanting to help your mom, and sensing her excitement and anticipation. I hope you get to do this after the craziness is over.